think about the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme. Okay?
Yeah.
How has Hong Kong been significantly advantaged by allowing a professional ice skater to come and live and work in Hong Kong? Yeah, or a professional ice hockey
But
coach.
could it be though that because the QMAS, it's so much more strict, the requirements were, I mean, there's the two different types of tests that you can go through. Like, could it be just because it is a more strenuous test versus the admission scheme for mainland talents, it's a slightly lower threshold?
Yeah, it boils down to numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is a quota
Yeah,
for
there's a quota
QMAS.
on
There's
the
no quota for
QMAS.
admission of mainland talents. With QMAS, they're really looking for rocket scientists.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
The perfect people, basically.
77% of applications get refused.
Mhm.
Yeah. I forget what the number is. I've got the stats on my website, but there's only 22% get approved, 77% are mainlanders.
And the decision is quite arbitrary because you don't really know the advisory, what exactly they're looking at, the board.
Well, I'm a renowned critic of the program because my job is to advise people about the reasonable chances they have of being able to come and live and work in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
With the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme, there's no visibility whatsoever. You don't know what the consideration process is. You don't know who you're competing against. I don't even know who the makeup of the selection committees are from time to time. And I always find it amazing. They pull these people out. I've never heard of them. You know. And I've been doing this for 20 years. I've got colleagues in the industry who've been doing it for a little bit less longer than I have, and they've never been invited to participate, you know, in the decision-making process. So, you know, hang on, what have I done wrong? Why am I not part of the game? You see what I mean? So how can it genuinely be said that the way that these programs are administered are producing the kind of outcomes that they're supposedly, from a policy perspective, delivering, when in reality it's just a shotgun smattering approach of having, you know, concert pianists on our team. You know, that's all well and good, isn't it? But how are we actually being benefited from it? And it is arbitrary in a sense. I'll tell you a story. I have a client. I won't tell you the industry because it's too obvious.
Okay.
But I have a client who was in, let's say, he was a professional, a healthcare professional, and he had a professional colleague who applied under QMAS 1 year earlier and got approved. My client applied a year afterwards and got refused. Almost identical qualifications. Got denied. Now, as it happened, I got this client approved under the business investment visa, so I was able to deliver a solution to him. But you know, think about that poor man, right? He's basically said to himself, right, Hong Kong is the place for me. I know what it's all about. My colleague has done it. I can do it too. There's a huge shortage of the skills that I have in the industry, absolutely a shortage, so I'm going to get approved. So he goes through the process and gets his hopes and expectations up, and 12 months later they say, no, sorry. And the most that the department could advise him in the wake of that was, oh, well, perhaps try again, but denote a different industry sector. Then you might get a different part of the committee looking at it. Oh, and meanwhile, another 12 months goes by, you know, and this guy's a professional. So go figure, right?